What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of My Ultimate Team. This is episode number 17, and we start today's episode off by quick selling a couple of our non-rare players, Badimo, our left back, and Sane, our reserve centre back. Now, the reason being is because they only cost 300 coins each, and it just saves having to buy a contract, really. As they're out of contract, you spend 300, 350 for a shiny gold contract. This way, you just quick sell them and then, pick them back up for discard price, so you don't lose any coins whatsoever. So, we signed these two players after we just quick sold the other versions of the cards, and they will come back into our club. But anyway, guys, this is Saturday morning for you. If you would like an episode of career mode today, then get this video to let's go with 400 likes again. 400 likes for another episode of career mode today. I don't think there's any football this weekend. No, there's not, because there's an international break. So yeah, 400 likes, and I'll upload the next episode of career mode about 5:30, 6 p.m. UK time. So 400 likes, and yeah, that's when it'll be uploaded. But anyway, guys, yeah, we just put the new players back into our club here, Badimo and Sane, and we're ready to play again. Of course, over the past few episodes, you've seen, we've been hitting a little bit of a stumbling block, really. We're into the higher divisions now. We're into Division 3. We're hitting a little bit of a stumbling block at the moment. We're not being as convincing as we used to be. We used to win every single game with ease. Now we're struggling a little bit. We're dropping points. We're getting draws instead of wins. And we come up against this team for the first game of the episode, so BPL 442. Check, Inform Baines, Skirtle, Company, Sanya, Inform Hazard, Gerard, Torre, Walcott, Demba Ba, and Inform Suarez, I think it was up top. So yeah, an awesome side this guy had, and I was fearing the worst. We did have the first chance of the game in the 19th minute, Valbuena coming through, but his shot after a Berber spin was well saved, so still 0-0. And in the 27th minute here, the cross comes in towards Demba Ba. It's headed up in the air. Matuidi collects it, and I don't know why I didn't just let the ball run there, but again, it was just one of those annoying things. I don't know if you would have noticed that, but in the bottom left of the screen, I powered up to just blast the ball out, and instead it didn't register. That's happened quite a few times to me this year on FIFA. I've pressed the button and waiting for it to be registered, and it just doesn't go. So it's a simple finish, really. It's my fault. I'll take the blame for it, obviously, but I just don't know why the button didn't register, and sadly it was a simple finish for Hazard. So 1-0 to this guy. He was in front early on, and straight from kickoff went on a run with Menez here. Nice Berber spin, then a roulette. Plays the ball inside to Valbuena. His shot hits the post, and eventually it comes away to Alessandrini, who takes aim, and it's a good save by Czech. So still 1-0 to this guy. He was weathering the storm. And in the 33rd minute, we came through again. Cavani running through, comes to Ben Arfa. Ben Arfa finds Cavani. Cavani takes aim, and again, Petr Cech makes a really solid save. So unfortunately, just couldn't seem to get the better of this goalkeeper. He was playing really well. And in the 34th minute, cross comes in towards Cavani. It's headed up in the air. Menez with a chest, and what a volley as well. It's a lovely finish by Menez. We are back on level terms. A really nice goal. And Menez is the one that gets it. And then in the 68th minute here, Sirigu throws the ball out, and it's intercepted. It comes to Demba Ba. Ba flicks it on to Suarez. Suarez with a great chance one-on-one. And of course, he is not going to miss it. So that's my fault there. Throwing the ball straight to Ba, I think it was. And Suarez has a simple finish. So it's 2-1. The guy's back in front. And in the 75th minute here, I was fearing the worst for us. We couldn't seem to get ourselves an equalising goal, but the ball came to Cavani. Cavani took a shot. Good save by Cech. Comes to Matuidi, goes to shoot. Gerard takes him down. Referee gives a penalty. So back with a real good chance to equalise here after Matuidi was taken down. Definite penalty. Oh, was it Baines? Okay, I thought it was Gerard. Baines takes him down, but yeah, it's a definite penalty as Matuidi's got his leg swiped, and Ben Arfa steps up. Real good chance to equalise here. Had Ben Arfa against Cech, and Cech saves it again. I just could not put the ball past the goalkeeper during this game more than once, and sadly the game does finish 2-1, so it's our third legitimate loss of the series. Let's just call it 4 from now on. We've lost for the 4th time this series, and the opening game of the division ends in a loss. It was so frustrating because I should have won that game. I felt as though I dominated. I really do feel, well, not dominated per se, but at least had the better chances, and sadly Cech was too good, and yeah, we should have won, but we didn't, so we got to take that, and sadly that's our 4th loss of the series. Of course, one was a disconnect, but even so, 4th loss of the series, very frustrating, and yeah, we got to deal with that, and there you go. But we did go straight back into the next game here. Division 3 for our second game of the new division, and quite frankly, I just really did not want to lose again or draw again, to be honest, because it's one of those things, really. Form on FIFA is just like form in real life. If you start to play bad, you'll continue to play bad. If you start to play well, you'll pick up points really easily. It's one of those things. It gets into your mind, and as soon as you lose, you've got to go back and start winning again, or else it's gonna you're gonna get doubts creeping into your mind. That's one side of FIFA I'd love to talk about more. The mentality side of FIFA, but it is true. If you start to lose games, games, you will go on a real downward spiral quickly. And I did come against this team for the next game, another BPL side, 4-3-2-1. De Gea, Gibbs, Reed, Distan, Richards, Jaccarini, Fair, Sissoko, I think it was, Sinclair, Benteke, and Arnautovic playing as the front three. So a really awesome side here. I think it was Sissoko. Really awesome side here. And we had the first chance in the 3rd minute, some nice skill. Eventually, though, David De Gea makes a good save. So still 0-0 here as we're looking to try and get the early goal in this game. And from the corner, Valbuena crosses the ball in towards Marquinhos, and his header just goes wide of the post. So still 0-0. But in the 47th minute here, Scott Sinclair comes on the ball, tries to chip Sirigu, it hits the bar, comes to Sirigu, and how about this? I drop the ball and try and pass it out, and oh my god, what the hell was I doing? The shot comes in, and then Marquinhos again, look at the register. I'd press circle to clear it way before he did. Instead, he just takes a touch for no reason and ends up carrying the ball over the line. It's my fault for dribbling out with Sirigu. I've never had a problem with dribbling out before, but that time it cost me. And again, I'm annoyed because I know that should have registered, but it didn't. And sadly, it's 1-0. Again, it's my fault. It's my fault. I want to reiterate that. It is my fault. But even so, it's 1-0. And in the 53rd minute, he makes it even worse. Benteke gets the goal, drills it past Sirigu, and we're 2-0 down in 53 minutes. Looking like it's going to be two defeats in a row. And Hisi Ben Arfa picked the ball up here, gets past his man eventually with a nice scoop turn, goes one-on-one with the goalkeeper as he runs through the middle, real good agility, and blasts the ball into the back of the net. So Ben Arfa, with half an hour to go, gets us back in the game here. It's 2-1, and in the 79th minute, it was all us coming towards the end of the game. Valbuena finds Cavani. Cavani rolls the ball out wide to Alessandrini. Lovely chest to get himself into some space. Comes through, nice fake shot by Alessandrini. Drags it back to Cavani, and oh my god, I mean, this is just typical my luck, isn't it? The pass comes to Cavani. Cavani puts the ball past David De Gea, and then the referee blows up for a penalty. It's like, for Christ's sake, I mean, come on. You knew the ball was going into the back of the net. You see, De Gea actually makes a dive, so it's not like it was like 5 seconds afterwards when Cavani took the shot and scored. But no, the referee gives a penalty, and I decided to give it to Cavani because Ben Arfa missed the last one, and well, you just know what's going to happen, don't you? The goalkeeper saves it, and it's still 2-1 in the 81st minute. Cavani misses the chance from the penalty, and the game finishes 2-1. So 2 defeats in a row in this division, and it's just an awful, awful start. I was so frustrated in that game because look at those stats. I dominated so much. I should have had a goal given to us when the penalty was awarded instead. Marquinhos, I pressed circle instead. It didn't register quick enough. Again, I'm taking full responsibility. I'm not blaming the game. I am taking full responsibility. I'm just saying there are certain parts in these games you're watching that you're sitting there thinking, seriously, that's just ridiculous. But sadly, no, we did lose for the second time in this division. 2 defeats out of 2 so far, and it's our 5th loss of the series so far, so very frustrating. And like I said, the form was suddenly starting to give me some real problems. I was getting really worried at this stage, because in this series we've never had 2 defeats in a row, and I was really worried we were going to make it 3 defeats in a row here, and that would just be completely embarrassing. We did come against a really strong La Liga side, some great players: Bravo, Contral, Pepe, Varane, Song's in there, Griezmann, Modric, Khedira, Benzema up front. So it's a really strong 83 rated, 100 chemistry La Liga side. And in the 42nd minute he did have the first chance when Guadrado crossed the ball in, and Benzema puts the ball into the back of the net, and 43 minutes in, it was 1-0 to my opponent, and we were looking like we were going to have 3 successive defeats in a row. Benzema with a simple tap into the open goal. It's 1-0 here, and in the 63rd minute we had a good chance to level it up though. Alessandrini gets past Montoya with a nice piece of skill, nice agility, keeps hold of the ball, goes down the left hand side here, eventually cuts inside his man with a Berber spin, gets the ball back off Montoya, comes through here, takes aim, but it ends up hitting the post, and the guy managed to clear the ball away. And in the 82nd minute here, time was running out, we pushed all our men forward. Song found Benzema found Modric, back to Guadrado, chips the ball in, and it's a wonderful volley by Benzema. I mean, take nothing away from that. That was a fantastic finish, and in this game I was all over the place. The guy made it 2-0 in the 83rd minute, and as things stood, well, it was going to be 3 defeats in a row as Benzema put the ball into the back of the net, and that is indeed how the game finished. So 2 goals for Benzema, and sadly that is 3 defeats in a row. This game, I can't blame anything on EA. I got dominated. I played terribly, just didn't make any of my chances count, barely got into his penalty area, and I deserve to lose that game. That is now 3 defeats in a row, and in one episode you've seen as many defeats as we've had throughout the whole series over the past 16 episodes. That's just terrible, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. At this stage, the form was so bad, I was feeling as though, we're not going to get any wins in this division, and we're going to get relegated straight away. So it was an awful start to Division 3. 3 defeats from 3, absolutely embarrassing. And after that, I mean, how's this for bad luck? I mean, we have 3 defeats in a row. Now we've got to use our backup squad to go into our 4th game. So Very, very poor as things stood, but we did choose our backup side because we didn't have much choice. The fitness was running low, so we sent our backup side out there. Hopefully a bit of a fresh change in players would actually, be a good change for us, even though they're not as good as our first team. A fresh change, a fresh new 11, maybe that could be a good change for us. We came against the Bundesliga side, some really good players in there. Shaqiri, obviously Juve up top is a monster. Thiago's in there, a really, really strong side. Rafinha at right back, so really good players in there. And we won a corner in the 9th minute here. Good chance to take the lead, and Rodriguez was the one that crossed the ball in, came towards Sane, but it was headed away. Eventually it wasn't cleared very well. It came to Ben Yedder, and Ben Yedder's shot just about managed to go in. The goalkeeper could only put the ball into the back of the net, so Ben Yedder gets the goal, and 10 minutes in we get ourselves an early goal, and that was great. We needed that early goal in this game to make sure we'd get back to winning ways, get ourselves an early goal, get ourselves some confidence. But straight from kickoff here, a ball goes through to Villarreal down the right hand side here. I have no idea what happened to my left back. The cross came in, and again, the marking so bad. Thiago gets a free header, and it's 1-1 here, and oh my god, seriously, it just was not going to work for us. And in the 45th minute, on the stroke of half time, we won a corner. The corner was crossed in by Rodriguez, tried to swing it outwards this time. It was a really good corner. It came towards Sane, free header, and it's a really good strong header by my centre back, so he puts us back in front here on the stroke of half time. Really good news for us. But in the 54th minute here, Sane goes for the ball, ends up losing out to, not sure who it was who got on the ball, but he crossed the ball in towards Juve, and again the marking, free header for Juve. Juve puts it in. It's 2-2 here. The guy's back on level terms, and in the 90th minute our last chance came to Kalou, a fake shot around his man, but his shot was well saved and tipped onto the post, and that just caps it all off. 4 games, 0 wins, 3 losses, and a draw as well. It really wasn't good for us, and just some embarrassing games, and I couldn't be bothered after this.